not having that father in your life, how did that affect your childhood, chasing the dream in football, your mental health? How did that affect your childhood?
Growing up as a child, just the things you're going through, not having a dad, to this day, sometimes I sit and think about that. I wish I had a dad in my life. I wish, he was able to come to my game, especially growing up as a young black man. We kind of taught to hold it in. And I think for me, especially growing up with a single parent, my mom raised 5 kids. I didn't know what it was like at first to talk about my problem and talk about my feelings, especially growing up without a dad. It was hard for me. But I think when you have a mom who, no matter what, holidays, birthdays, she made a way. My mom been laid off, haven't been working for a while, but it's like when you get to a point where like every birthday, my mom, like I said, my mom raised 5 kids, but every single holiday, Christmas, no matter what it was, Easter, I used to, as I look back at so many pictures, I used to be like, why did she dress us like this? Why we had to put this on? But like, holidays, birthdays, it was always a joy. Like,
Yeah.
they was sending some pictures of them like why she got this? But it's like she used to put these apples in a bucket, which is, as you think about it, it's so germy now. It's like she used to have this bucket full of water and used to put apples in it.
A
And
Bob
used to
for
have
apples?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like that. As I think about it, like that, it was disgusting. And all these kids putting their mouth in the water. But like I said, it's just things like that where I appreciate her so much. It's just and I tell her all the time, like, I appreciate you, I love you. The hard work that she endured, especially like I said, raising 5 kids, 2 boys, and everybody I done came across,
Yeah.
every time especially growing up, I think the biggest thing my mom I always used to hear, she said, the most important and the most thing that I enjoy hearing people say is how respectful my kids is. And I think she did a hell of a job. So I don't think it had a big knock on my childhood.
Yeah.
Like I said, of course I wanted that dad. I'm going to all these games and, I'm hanging out with my friends and their dads taking us to the game, or, their dad is coming to their high school game. But at the end of the day, when you have a strong mother like my mother, I think she filled both of the roles for me. Like I said, I also had an uncle and, some of the male figure in my life that helped mentor me.
Yeah.
But I have a pretty strong mom, so.
I think it's a beautiful way that you put that you got this
Most
strong mom, and the way she worked, it definitely inspired your work ethic. The reason why I asked that is because you said you didn't feel comfortable talking about that or maybe addressing that until 2 years ago. So I'm kind of just curious, what made that shift for you to be open about it?
Well, I think I just got to a point where I was okay with it. Because it's like when you growing up as a child, when you don't have that figure, I think at a point you like, no one knew that I felt some type of way, because when they asked me, I was like, no, that don't bother me. But at the same time, like I said, that's the way it's like mental health. People dealing with things, but they was like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with me. Like I was dealing with that, but the whole time I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of the reason why it took so long for me to just be like, I'm okay with it, because it was like I wasn't okay, but now I'm okay with it, because it's got to a point where that's what make me a dad. Being able to, when my son call or whatever it may be, when you come to get me, like that's make me proud, and that just make me happy. And I think back like, damn, like, oh, excuse me, like dang, I didn't have that. So I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what molded me to a father I am today and the man I am today.